Hello. What's up? What's up, COVID? Ground Pounder? Thanks for sharing that, Ground Pounder. Every week. Appreciate you. So, I don't want to talk about myself, but I've had a wild week, so I'll kind of integrate what's happened with me as we go. But I'm hoping I can read that from there, and we can just make this work. Tree Veteran, what's going on? I think I've got to move you guys a tad closer. I'm going to be struggling to see everything the whole time. I need to make a marker on my floor. Take some chalk and just go around where the stand's at and just set it there. That way I know if I need it closer, I'm going blind. Haskin, what's up? Yeah, it's been non-stop rain for us. It's just sucky. Very, very sucky. It's rough to deal with. Depressing. I don't like the rain, so yeah. Just kind of deal with it and move along. Try to stay upbeat, which is pretty tricky when it's just always gray, gloomy, and disgusting outside. But you know, what's up, Bert? Tim, what's going on? Right to the left for the week. Oh, you would, Tim. You would. Casted TV. Yeah, I have one right here. It's just I haven't got everything switched. So actually, I have to go buy another universal remote because I don't have the remote to it. I don't know where it went, and it's just stuck on like the info channels and stuff. I can't even switch it over to run like a VCR and stuff because I have a lot of old VHS that I watch when I come out here to my shed. So, or when I'm in the office, I mean. So yeah, I want to start off. You're right here. I'm slipping all the time. Yeah, it's rough. When you get bad knees, man, it just very makes everything difficult. I have my ACLs are blown in both my knees, and in my right knee my meniscus is completely shattered, and like they've healed together somewhat with like arthritis, but they'll come in and out of place. They look insane, especially when I geek them a little bit and they swell up. My left leg will go in and out of place a lot, and like it's the worst when you're trying to that probably dictates the reason I don't do a lot of gapping and spiking my way up a tree, because that's just unnecessary on my knee. You know, I can float if I need to, if I'm tied in and my knee was to come out of place when I'm rope walking. That's not the case though when you're, just buck strapping your way up. So maybe I just do it because I got old knees or something. I don't know. It's it starts with a V. I can't. I'm looking at the back of it. No, it's a Vizio. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing the. I have a lot of those review videos that I'm gonna do, and I would like to do them from out here instead of from the house. I can just run them through the TV out here, and maybe do it a little different, but yeah, it's not much. Well, I don't know how big that is. It's plenty big enough. It's as big as this desk. It would take the desk up. So yeah, it's actually with a Z instead of a it's Vizio. But yeah, you're soft man. Oh sweet, you get one? That's awesome, man. Download the app and you use your phone. Huh? Yeah, I'll just buy a universal remote. I don't mind because then I can program my VCR and DVD player that I have to it, and I could have them put cable out here, but I don't. There's no reason for it. I don't watch it. I just pay for it, and I don't think my wife watches it either. But yeah, that's just one of the things that we just always had. All right, so I want to shout out the members because if I'm being honest, you're the reason that the channel's still chugging along, and I can relax a bit, and I'm not going in the hole on the channel. So shout out to and Tim, appreciate the super chat last week. That added to it. But yeah, Super Shay, Bucky I Saws, 5 Chris 5, Ground Pounder, J306, Chris, Beckett, and James. So appreciate you guys. Yeah, and most of them have been doing it almost since I started. So you guys, I appreciate. I want to start out saying happy early Father's Day to all you dads. Enjoy your day tomorrow. I think I'm gonna try to go trim a holly bush tree kind of thing for my neighbor. Let my wife just go to the pool and meet up. I'll run over to my dad's at some point, but I don't have nothing to do. I'd rather just stay busy. But yeah, that is what it is. But happy Father's Day to all you guys. Speaking of Father's Day, we'll start with one of my sons. So he should actually. Did he say it back? He should be saying it to me. But let's go. First one, Veterans Tree Service. Tim, I believe you owe me a happy Father's Day tomorrow. I'll wait till tomorrow. You can wait till tomorrow if you want. But, yeah, Tim put out a video. And, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know? What? What? Yeah, I can't. Okay. So, the video that we're going to talk about is called What Super Efficient Tree Work Looks Like. It doesn't get any better than this. Struggling here. No, absolutely not. No. That doesn't work for me. You could, this is rookie behavior. And I feel like you've made enough YouTube videos. You know the rules. It's one sentence. You could have made this into one sentence, which I don't like that you didn't take the effort and make it one sentence. It could have been what super efficient tree work looks like, because it doesn't get any better than the... I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I want it to change, and I don't like it. Don't write that much stuff. I tell you what, because I want to be specific here. When I seen that title, you got me breaking shit. See, this is ridiculous. This is how frustrated I get with this. I'm really mad right now. Alright, so that title, the second I seen it, I said, that thing is oh, it's backwards. That's what I said. I don't like it. I don't know how, cross your eyes when you read that, and you get it. That's just what I think about it. I can spell. I'm just trying not to get canceled, okay? I don't think you're allowed to say that. But that was straight facts, okay? Right there. That was facts. So that's if I say that word. Just I'm making it clear for anybody like the YouTube people that have to watch the whole video through. If I say that word, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what you think I'm saying. So sometimes you just got to get shit clear right at the beginning, okay? That's what's going on. All right, so you know what's going on. Don't restrict my video. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to have to go after YouTube itself. As of now, I work for the department and YouTube as a thing. So no, no. I ain't scared. I don't know if that was a fly or a mosquito, but it was flying around my ear and annoying the hell out of me. It was that, like if you've seen it in a movie, that's the audio they would put over the buzzing. It was aggravating as hell. It lands on me. I don't like that. Don't forget to support your local chapter. Oh, right. Really? That's interesting. Together we can make a difference. Well, shoot, I don't know. So Tim put out this video, and the title like I read it, and I'm like, I don't know why you would do this. Now we're going to start the video. I don't like it already. I don't like it. It just started, and I don't like, before it started, I didn't like it. So I'm like, I feel like he's not learning anything. So, but I'm like, I'll watch it anyway. So I click on it. Um, this, so, okay. So I've kind of been taking it easy on him here lately because, you know, he's there and I don't want to make him feel bad in front of you guys. Like, because I mean, he's right here. He's right there. See? I'm glad, yeah. At least you're, okay. The YouTuber in you is what's making these mistakes. I don't think it's even the tree guy. You're tubing too hard. Another violation with that title. So now, okay, that's what we'll just. This is getting confusing. That's the violation there. I'm not going to explain it every single time and tell everybody what the rules are when it comes to putting a title. It's just you're tubing too hard. That's the violation. We're going to keep it simple. We'll have all this shit coded eventually for you guys understand what's going on a little, and I don't have to explain every single time. But there's rules. They're very simple rules. They're clear, concise. Like, just do this. Just do what I say. That's it. I think. Actually, that's it. That's it. I'm not. I just yeah. Yeah, I think I can leave it right there. That's short, simple, to the point, and it basically covers everything that I wanted to say. So, I'm telling you. So, I've been taking it a little easy because everybody knows, luckily, northwest. So he's gotten a little bit away, but the rainbow still hits that guy. So, like, he has extra feelings. Like, all the extra feelings that someone on the West Coast would have. Typically, the further north or south you go on the West Coast, the feelings, I think, they start to go a little bit away. But he has all those extra feelings. So I'm like, I try not to be too mean. I actually, sometimes when you feel like somebody's not capable of fixing something, it could be just a personal trait, or like just something that's wrong with them, a disability. You start to feel like you're just beating up on them. So I'm not ready to give up on him yet. So we're gonna see though. He was doing another. I mean, he was doing another one of those straight trees that is just basically a pole with little branches all the way up it, and it was in the middle of a field basically. So right there, if that was me, the lawn guys would do it. That's why I don't ever get stuff like that, because they'll take all the easy stuff. So it's just a pole with some sticks on it and rungs of sticks all the way to the top. In this wide open field, ain't nothing around, and I feel like when I took it easy on him, that was a mistake, because like he's worse now. He's worse. Like, I felt like I was fixing him at first, and we were gonna make a real tree guy out of him, and the tubing got to him, and it's like we're having a tug of war between just being a man and being a tuber, because I don't know if you can actually be both. I have yet to see it be done. It could be, but a lot of times the tubing takes over everything. But what was I don't remember every. Oh, okay, I remember. So they're doing this tree. Of course, it's in the middle of this field, and I mean, I guess they're all weak and lazy, because instead of dragging the brush like a man would. They would just pick it up and drag it. They used a winch to winch it all the way over. And like, not, I mean, how are you supposed to stress test your ass or your back if you don't drag stuff? That's the problem. Y'all's ass is gonna go out one day because you actually have to do something, and you couldn't use a machine to do it. So you gotta stress test that stuff sometimes. You gotta be a man. You just gotta grab it. But they didn't want to be. They said, we're gonna use the winch. We're gonna winch all the limbs over because, I mean, I don't know if they said this except because we're weak and we can't do it, but that's what happened. The branches got pulled over by the machine, and I just have wrote down, these little winches used a winch. I don't like that. And then, yeah, and then all of a sudden, Little Snatch he has like chipper envy, and he's like, he likes Jacob Rogers, guilty of treason. He's like, his has a bigger mouth, and I don't like that. I think you should have figured out a different way to say it. I don't like that. So don't say that anymore. You don't like, don't talk, don't, you're first off, okay, you're downplaying Tim's mouth. And I'm sure you've been in Tim's mouth, but I'm not getting into it. But he has chipper envy, and all this stuff is absolute facts. You gotta watch the videos to know. But this part kind of threw me off, and he's like, I like Jacob Rogers' big mouth, and then I kind of tuned out because I was like, this is not, I don't like this. I don't want to watch this. Then there was something about June has a small package. I don't know where that came, because when I finally tuned back in after tuning out for a second, that was the first thing that got said. I don't like that. I don't like that either. I'm like, Tim is walking the line of just prison time almost, and because he don't want to get anything right, and he's starting. Oh, I'm starting to get aggravated, and then I'm like, holy smokes, he is actually tied in correct. He had set a line from the ground, which I didn't even know he could do this. Was tied in when he went up. I didn't even know he knew how to like do that either. But he did, okay? He does it. He's tied in right, and I'm like, dude, Mike, you know, Officer Bourne, you gotta chill a little bit, you know. I'm bringing it down a little bit, chill out, because he's trying. It looks like he's trying, and I'm like, that's good. I like that. I like that. I don't like any of the other stuff, but that I like that. So nice job, idiot. You did it. Yeah, I just have nice job, idiot. That's so good job. You gotta give kudos if you're gonna, you know, you did right. And then oh my God, nope. And then instantly, right after, I'm like, I come to terms with like, there's hope. No, there's not. There's none. He used the damn rainbow anchor again. And I don't get it. I don't get it. And it wasn't that he used the rainbow anchor and he was way down at the bottom of the tree where it's real wide and it's hard to get your rope thrown around and get it choked off onto the actual stem of the tree. He was up in the top. Just being lazy. And you went back again. Now we're using the rainbow anchor again, where you just throw your rope over two little sticks and you trust your life on it. I don't like that. Fix that and go do what you did. Okay, do what you did at the beginning. Don't do this. I don't like this. Don't do this no more. Um, and yeah, just don't do that. I don't like. Um, then I really wish my trees were in the middle of a field. Exclamation point. I felt strongly about that to put the exclamation point. Apparently, um, going to a log show. I don't like that either. Um, so then, okay, where was that? Okay, after that, after the god awful rainbow anchor made an appearance again, Little Snatch starts telling a story about his balls. I don't like that. I don't. I don't understand why so many sus conversations start and happen. This wasn't a long video, and sometimes in a 20-minute video, you may get 3 or 4 sus conversations. And I don't like that. I'm telling you, dude, it's that rainbow anchor. It's dictating what you do throughout your day now. It's dictating the conversations that you have. And it just has to, you just get it away. But then, I don't like this. I don't accept, because he's getting ready to do a top. And I don't think that top went the right way. I don't feel like it went exactly where he wanted. But we're dealing with a feller who apparently has very good nerves and has the ability to just act like nothing happened when something sketchy happens. Like, he's the type of guy that you would want when something gnarly happens and you need him to react. Because even when something wild, crazy happens, he stays very calm. I don't think that top went where it was supposed to go. And, yeah. And then I'm like, hey, it's okay. It's okay, you know. Remember, it's in the middle of a field. You know, it's okay. But I could see it. And I'm like, I think he's trying. It's okay. It's like when you get a speeding ticket. You know what I mean? You didn't need to go fast there, but you just wanted to go fast. Here, it didn't go the way he wanted, but he's gonna try to cool guy it and act like it did, and I don't like that. And then he did it with the other top. I don't know if it was the exact same. I can't remember to a T, because there's many people who like fried my brain with their content this week, but I feel like neither top went exactly where it was supposed to go. So fix it. Make them go where they're supposed to go. Or when it happens, I want you to admit it and tell people how ridiculously dumb it was when you messed up. Take accountability and don't try to play it off. That's not what you got going for you. Is you work in the middle of a field. Okay? So you got time to fix it. You got time to before you get to where maybe there's something that you could hit. But yeah, I don't think either one of them went exactly right, but you know, he didn't damage anything. We gotta remember that. So then he does his typical thing, you know what I mean, where he what is he? He tries to convince us that his little baby trees are big. I don't like that either. Yeah, they're not big. They're little, and they're straight little poles too. Just little poles with a few little like. It's basically he climbs telephone poles with epicormic growth on them. That's what it is. I've got it down to a T now. Telephone poles with epicormic growth. Suckers. There it is. So if I try to paint visuals at times, that's it. Perfect. What up, Ayush? Alright, is that it? Baby trees. Okay, yeah, and then okay, we're at the top. We got the tops. Fail, fail. And then he comes down, and then he's working the spar down. And, why no rainbow anchor? How come you don't just leave your little stubbies and do your rainbow anchor on the way down? I feel like you should have to pick which one you're going to use, and you should have to do it when you're on a spar too. I think you should have to rainbow anchor all the way down, but when you're doing your spar work to get down, all of a sudden we tie in correctly, and I like that. I don't like the rainbow thing, but I like that. So then he's like, wants to play. I don't know. I can't remember what that Big Dan or something like that. Whoever the guy is from Westspur, I think that's where it's from. Maybe his name's Big Dan. Tim wants to play Kissy Face, I think, with that guy. So he's like, yo, I'll go to Westspur. Tim, you're too nice. No, don't. No, they don't Westspur unless Westspur helps you out. No, I don't like that. Like, just because they give you your products that you pay for in a timely fashion, they ain't doing nothing for you. They should help you out if you're going to shout them out. I feel like that's fair. Because your channel is big enough. They did okay. Right on. That's fair. That's fair. I just feel like you're can't be too nice. People find that shit out on the internet and they take advantage of you and try to bully you. And I don't want to see anybody ever bully you. You know what I mean? That's pretty sick. I think I've maybe ordered from Westspur once. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Like the video ended where Tim was like, I love Westspur. We're in a relationship with each other, and I'm like, okay. So check out that video. You'll know it when you see it. You'll know that everything I said was facts if you watch the video. But yeah, I guess we move on to the next one. They gave me 10,000. Son of a bitch. You don't need that. You don't need them. It don't matter anyway. I forget sometimes. I forget. That don't matter. That don't matter. You see me? You see that? I'm a recovering tuber. My instinct deep down inside is, oh my god, I want 10,000 subs. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't want. It's not about the views. It's not about the subscribers, the likes, the shares. I'd appreciate if you did every one of those for me and hit the notification, but it's not about it. It's never been about it. And the quicker people figure that out, this will go. It'll be a better place. But where do we go next? Jeff Schroeder. Jeff's channel has I think Jeff's channel's just kind of been on fire. He's been getting it. It's been pretty sick to see him. He's playing the YouTube game pretty well. Like he's doing his thing. And I think he is trying his best to not get caught tubing too hard. Because it's very easy to do. What's up, Zachary? Low impact, what's up? Shoot, I messed up. I've got 80 subs, doing pretty solid because GP is one of them. Oh, shit. Well, right on, I'll check your channel out. I haven't. I'm always searching for new channels. Man, I watched him. I don't think I even maybe I did subscribe to his channel, but that guy with the damn extension cord, he absolutely keeps my shorts full. Like that dude's always, and they're the weirdest thing. But yeah, I don't know. You're something. Yeah, yeah, I get. Yeah, maybe Jeff has gotten a lot better. Yeah, yeah, because his personality-wise, he's very quiet and seems like he kind of sticks to himself. But there's a, it's been cool seeing him let his true character start to come out and get comfortable in front of the camera. Because the quiet Jeff, cameras are awkward. All of this is awkward. Anybody who loves this and gets joy from like always being, I can't, no, I don't, this is weird. At least I think it is. But I feel, if I'm being honest, my anxiety has really went down a lot when I try to stay off my phone. You know, you can get really stuck into it. But yeah, let's stick on top. Jeffrey Schroeder, come fall these trees with me. That may be the winner of the week. That's how you do a title. That's how you do a title. Absolutely 100%. That's how you do a title. My bad. You know what? I wonder if I can do this. Just a second. Let's see if I can find one. My bad. That's not the end of my photos. That's lame. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry. To talk to yourself, that's awesome, man. I dig that. Yeah, 100%. You gotta enjoy it while you can. It's not there forever. But Jeff put his video out. I can't remember how it started, but all I have is "Don't tell me what to do." I think he told me what to do. I don't like when people tell me what to do. I tell people what to do. I don't like when people tell me what to do though. But the video starts by oh my god. I'm reading my notes a lot of times when I space out there for a second. And yeah, the video starts out with him being very impressed by someone else's cucumber, or it could have been wild. I'm not absolutely certain. Um, it could have been wild. I need to change this because it's, yeah, let's do that. But yeah, that was the beginning of the video. I just impressed and by someone else's cucumber. That's not a crime. I just thought it was different. I would have opened the video differently, but you know, to each their own. How How we doing, Lim Reaper? So I prefer when it comes to fallen trees or pulling over logs, all that stuff. I personally, I prefer to use a rope. I prefer to pull trees over. Um, Jeff is different. He seems to love to use wedges, and I mean, I guess It boils down to what type of person are you? Do you like to pull them over, or do you prefer to whack them off? I I'm a pullover type of guy. Um, but once again, to each their own. Um, I think his joy of maybe axes plays a part in it. He wants to use his axe as he builds axes and stuff. Built some pretty sick axes, so. I hate putting ropes in trees. That's because you don't know how to. You would throw it over two little sticks and think it's good enough. So, yeah, you should just wait for them to fall over on their own. If I'm telling the truth, Mother Nature's got a better shot. But yeah, it's just what kind of tree guy are you? It's one or the other. Hey, yo, what did you say? Hey, I said what I said. There's two kinds. You just got to figure out which one you are. Um, it just looks exhausting to me, though. Also, at the same time, it looks very exhausting to sit there and just beat it all day. And I just don't feel like I'm into it. Um, just seems like a lot of work. And the videos that I've seen 10 times, like way more often have I seen trees go and break off and go sideways off the hinge. I've seen that happen many times when it comes to banging wedges over. I have not seen that happen very many times when it comes, well, the comparison between the two, it's always lifting the tree up from the base ends up breaking the hinge. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm a pullover. I'm a pullover, so. Yeah, facts, Isaac, yeah. It usually is, man. I'm mentally challenged, and I think a few of these guys are too. We make do. There's got to be a better picture. Jeez, this is crazy. There, I can read it a little better. Okay, that'll work. What up, red-blooded American? When in doubt, rope it out. Yeah, wedges are okay, but I'm not a log. Yeah, that's the way I mean, I can understand if production falling, using a wedge. But a lot of times when I watch people bang over trees or beat them off, depends on what part of the country you're in, which one you would say, but is that a real ghost? Yeah, yeah, David, it is. Um, yeah, it just looks exhausting. Anytime I've tried it, I feel like most of the time when I'm like, I'll try to just smack this one over with wedges. Um, it seems like it takes longer than it would have for me to just set a rope real quick and put a mechanical advantage on it to get pulling power. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, to each their own. Dang, this thing keeps cutting in and out so bad. I don't even want to. I'm not going to use it. That's wild. I don't like that. It made it hard to read. Because I have baby muscles. Did you... What do you want? Dude, get... The fuck? Baby. Ever say that to me? Tim. Super Shay, it's Tim. It's always Tim. It's all about the technique. Yeah, my technique is not to swing an axe for an hour. My technique is to take a throw ball, flick it up in there, and have full control. To where I'm getting steady. I don't know. And it allows a lot of times for that chaos when I see somebody under a tree smacking at wedges when there's dead stuff in the tree or the tree's dead. That part sketches me out because I'm always worried that something's going to fall out. Well, because they're causing, a concussion every time that they smack that tree. And I'm just like, oh, please, I don't want to watch anything gnarly happen. So, yeah, I should have left it, huh? Yeah, maybe that's what it is, Tim. You may be onto something. There's definitely technique to it. I'll say, guys, like I was gonna say Tim. You can't say Tim. Tim tries, but Jeff's really good at using wedges. So shout out to Jeff. Go check his channel out if you're not already subscribed. Homeboy makes axes and sells them, but he's just an all around good tree dude. Uh, Seems to do a lot more falling than some other tree guys. So in the Middle East, you probably isn't there just sand? I don't even know. That'd be wild though. Fall of cactus or something. That shows you how traveled I am. I'm probably absolutely off, but feature went off on there. Oh yeah. So check Jeff's channel out. That's the video he put out. Good video. Next channel is at JLM Tree Service. I believe the feller's name is. Well, I don't want to tell people his name. If he doesn't want you to know his name, the channel is JLM Tree Service, and the video he put out was tree climbing and pruning over electrical lines. NES. Okay, so first I gotta start this out. Actually, but I'm confused. I don't have TikTok brain like the rest of y'all. Well, I should say that. There's some normal, real men that watch this. But for the rest of you that get on TikTok, what the hell is this NES stuff? I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what NES means? Why would he put that at the end of it? And when you tell me, don't act like I'm dumb. We don't abbreviate everything. Alright? So what's it mean? What's NES? Yeah, it could be. That's what I'm talking about, Nintendo. That's what I thought. I'm like, so he digs the original Nintendo too? Like, did we just become best friends? That's what I thought at first, but I'm like, nah, that's not what it means. Never eat sand. That's a good rule. I don't know if that is... I don't know. Maybe it's some weird, trendy, TikTok-y thing that we don't know. You guys, at least none of y'all are cool enough, like, and hip enough that, no, you're not hipper or cooler than me. So we've established that. Nobody else, you know either. So, what up, Super Dave? I heard Joe Walker the other day, and he said has tons of followers on TikTok. I cringed inside. You should have. You should have punched him in the gut and been like, bro, get off TikTok. Yeah, yeah. That shit's. I gotta remember. Remind me to talk about Turtle Man because he is back in China looking for a rub and tug, and that shit is wild. So, but JLM Tree Service, his video, tree climbing and pruning over electrical lines, Nintendo. Um, so he starts the video out and he points out this big old tree. Right on, Dave. What up, J Kid? They got the wedding here. Of course, always wants to pull up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get that. If you're just, yeah, I could understand that. But what you do in those situations is cut you a little spot and like leave your throw line up there. There's days where I've climbed a tree and I've had to re-climb that tree the next day, but it was supposed to rain. So when I come down, when I go to pull my rope out, I just set the throw ball string in place of it, and then you can set that out of the way. Because I'd say just a different string or a shitty rope or something like that, and you can make it work. But who was it that said that? J Kid, yeah. Just to get the rig line back more wood. No, Tim, you can't. No, no. How many times have you banged a tree over and had it go off sideways? I can say that I've never had a tree go off sideways with a pull rope. There's been times that I've I've done it without a pull rope and had it break off the side, but usually I can't think of any time where I've just had one crack off and go sideways one direction or the other. But at the same time, I'm not lifting up, causing separation in the tree. You're lifting the base of the tree up to move the front. So by doing that, you're actually pulling fiber and causing that to start pulling fiber long before it should. If you think about it, as a wedge goes over or a tree goes over and it's being pulled from up here. So it's coming over, it's holding that hinge. It has not started to really pull fiber. It's flexing at that point. It's flexing, 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 and when it closes, it pulls fiber then. So when you're banging it over with a wedge, you're causing lift already at that hinge a lot of times, which starts to pull fiber on the tree. So if you don't have good hinge wood on one side or the other, that's where it causes that to break off and separate the hinge, and you get like a tear out. And that's just, I don't know, it's just from what I've seen, that would be, that would be, I would just stay away from wedging and depending solely on a wedge if there's dire straits, if things are you're in a real tight spot. I would trust. I wouldn't I'm not telling anybody what to do. You do what you think is right. I wouldn't is what I mean. So Scissor wheel absolutely does not count. Yeah, yeah, most low impact. That's facts. That's facts. They do. They do. What are you counting? I hope music no. Yeah, when BTS is really starts cramming everything he's got into the tree. The wizard is never late. Oh shit. He just nerded out on us. Alright. I don't like that. I don't like that. Right there. Stop that. But alright, JLM puts his video out. He starts the video out and it's a big hackberry tree. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be sick. To see him do something a little different. Oh, there it is. Because it in the title it says pruning. And I'm like, okay, this would be cool. See him do some pruning stuff. I don't usually get excited about pruning videos and usually, but I always enjoy seeing if someone can do it. But after you see that they can do something, usually after a few times, like I can watch somebody remove a tree a billion times, but if I see that they're good at pruning and they do pruning and stuff, it's it is what it is. Dino, ya boy. Dino, ya boy. Well, sure. Why wouldn't I? Transcript processor. Oh, shoot. What did I? Don't get short with me, Frodo. You guys are wild. What's going on? I'm not a big reader. I'm not a big reader. Are you talking about for tree work, Cassidy? Because that's the only thing. You don't want my advice on anything other than maybe using a chainsaw and doing tree work. That's the only thing I do where I feel like at best, I'm above average. Right? Or I forgot I'm a YouTuber. I am the best that there has ever been. Alright? I was able to make it to court last week due to work. Right on. We issued a warrant for your arrest. Low impact. Just so you know, you can go down and talk with the clerk and get all that cleared up. Let them know that you did see me this week, and to scratch that, go ahead and take the bench warrant off. I feel like you're trying, so I'll do my best to try to make it right. I said that in the video. I need to get lumber so I can build a cabin. Huh. I tell you the last book that I read and that I actually enjoyed. You should just I just don't feel like there's a real good you could try this, but also the fundamentals of tree work, but I really enjoyed this. So did I finish it? Oh no, I didn't finish it. I'm on 227. Alright, let me get situated here. And I can finish what? Okay, JLM. Alright. Babylon, what's up? Get him. Get him. And tell him to give me some of his subscribers, too. He's bogarting all the subscribers. And honestly, it makes this whole YouTube thing not fair. Like, I don't know. He's cheating. He's cheating. At least he's not cheating as hard as that guilty of treason dude. I mean, that guy's been, he's cheated. He cheats a lot. I think the rumor is that he's bought 93%, and it's a very specific number because people know 93% of his subscribers are bought. Which, if you do the math, I actually have the biggest channel. If you put the facts in with everyone else's, like where they've bought their subscribers, where they buy their views, it's just bots. It's just bots. I mean, they all... Tree veteran take off? Oh, see you, brother. Okay, so he starts the video out. He's like, yo, check out this massive hackberry tree. Someone topped this tree. And I'm like, okay, well, I think he may have said, like, butchered this tree or hacked this tree or something. But you could tell he was trying to make it clear, like, this tree has been topped, but it was not me. Okay, so it starts out. He gets up into the tree, and he starts pointing things out, and gets to a point where there's a couple branches that are rubbing. And he says, you know, if you're doing tree work and pruning, the other guy should have taken that out already. If he's doing things the way that you're supposed to do it. And he kind of talks a little shit on the last guy, which really no need to kind of, but that's the nature. You may love all tree guys, but for some reason, a lot of dudes, even if they can lie and say, oh, I like all tree guys, they have this weird animosity with local people because they're like, he cut my throat on this, or he cut my throat on this. So maybe he's just got a little animosity, so he's talking some shit on the dude. But, I mean, I feel like, come on, man. You know, you act like you're better than that. So there was no need to do that, because he does speak of himself being a very godly person and this and that. So I'm like, okay. Well, he's in the tree, and it's not really fair to talk shit on people and talk about how they don't do things properly when you're trimming a tree outside of the seasons that it's supposed to be trimmed, and you're wearing spikes to do it. Maybe you only spike the part, you know, I wouldn't even point that out if, like, his instinct wasn't to talk shit on the guy before him. Maybe the spikes weren't used on anything that was left. Maybe he only used them on the sections that he removed. In that case, I take the spikes things back, because you can use spikes on a prune by rope walking and only using them for positioning to take certain sections out. As long as you're not stabbing what you're leaving, I don't see any problem in it. I don't have the weird blinders that a lot of the new generation have, that don't allow them to think outside of the box, and they can't do anything except for what they read in a textbook or what this guy told them. And I can't go through life like that. Maybe other guys can, but I don't like it. So he's pruning the stuff out, and all he's looking to do is get clearance for the building. And he decides at one point to speed line one. There was no need to speed line it, so I'm gonna have to hit him with. I'm gonna overlook the fact that you're pruning a tree at the wrong time, because that's a violation. I'm gonna give you a freebie. I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna pretend like you didn't spike any of the tree. You only wore the spikes to for positioning on what you removed. Damn, Kenny. That may be facts. I don't even know. Probably. So I'm gonna overlook those two things. I'm not gonna overlook them. I'm gonna hit you with this. Okay? You get a tubing too hard violation also, because there was no need to speed line this limb, but he had to do it for the sake of the video or something. I don't really get it. So let me do something here and show you something. Here's a little trick. Now, if you have electric wires, okay, run it there. You have a tree, a limb with another limb, and another limb, and another limb. Okay, so you have this. And you're up here, and you want to speed line this little limb right here. Well, even though it looks like it'll droop down and ride the line and go over it, if you were wanting, like you anchored here, that's where he went wrong. He anchored really close to where he was going to cut, which gave him no height. So he anchored here, and he went down to here. When he cut it, it laid down, smashed right into the wires. I don't see how you didn't see that was going to happen. It got all tangled up in the wires, and then it becomes the ground guy's fault to fix your problem that you created. There was no need to do that. Or if you're going to do it, know that there's not much room and stationary speed line that thing. Don't allow it to come end over. Make it stationary. And there's a very simple way to do that. You could keep the silly anchor point there. If that's where you really wanted it to be, is anchored here. Okay, whatever. What you would do in that case, to do this limb here, it's simple. You would take, he had a speed line strap right here, up to it, okay? Right there. If you put a second speed line strap up onto here, to the tip, out here, what's going to happen is instead of this limb dropping completely over, let me see if I can show you real quick. With the speed line, it end up looking like this. Okay? When it came over, your speed line's here as it's traveling down, it went end over, because you have it connected right there, and it smashes in the line. Well, if you want and put a second speed line strap onto that, when you cut that off, it's now going to ride the line like that. One strap there, and it's going to ride the line like that. It's kind of hard to see what is the limb. But just with the addition of another speed line strap, you've now got to where it's traveling down the system in a stationary way. If you had a higher time point, you could get lift off the piece and get it to travel the line. So that was, in my opinion, you're tubing too hard. You're worried about getting a cool shot, which makes no sense to me. There was no reason to speed line that limb over that, because if it'll clear it speed lining, it would have cleared just rigging it straight down or dog leashing it or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You subscribed? Damn. I bet it hurt. Yeah. I mean, the limb, it's, I don't know if you speak of my drawing or the actual limb. It wasn't that big, but it was, I don't know. I feel like he could have peeled it in and cut it and didn't need to do anything with it. At best, he could have had his guys throw a little rope up over the wires and give him a little extra space if he thought it would brush it. Taking and speed lining it over it, you are tubing too hard. You are only where you're thinking like a YouTuber. You're not a tree guy at that point. You've done spaced out, and you're like, oh, this will be a cool shot. I'll look cool and real knowledgeable if I speed line something, because I don't speed line much. It's this weird thing where guys see other guys, and I wish y'all should be confident in who you are and just be you. That's cool enough. That's cooler to me if you're being you, which it's obvious, than you trying to be this other dude. It's lame. And if YouTube stopped tomorrow, you wouldn't know who to be. You should just be you. I don't know, but that was a little goofy. But I just, there's your ticket. You were tubing too hard. That is what it is. The speed lining didn't work, and it was hard to understand why that decision was even made. And for me to simplify everything, it was he's worried about making a YouTube video because a normal tree guy who isn't playing with cameras all day and, worrying about entertaining people on social media with what they're doing, he's not making that silly goof. Just not. I mean, and that's absolute facts. He's not making those. I've been guilty of it myself. I've done things for the sake of recording it, and that was stupid. There was no reason for it, but when you mess up by doing that, that's when you really just kind of look like a goofball. Because I buy the monkey beaver kit and need to justify the purchase. I feel like that's what it was. Like maybe I don't know. That's I have tools still that I have never used. I'm a have it and not need it, as opposed to a need it and not have it guy. But yeah, I understand the mindset that those people have when they just use something because they've paid for it and they have to use. Yeah, I guess, I understand wanting to get the use out of it, but I would have also thought about, is that something that I definitely need? Or could I be fine with just like a few slings? And I built my speedline setup long before Monkey Beaver ever made one, so that wasn't even an option. Like I already had mine. I've went through like 3 or 4 iterations of it, and now I basically have it down to the Weaver slings. But yeah. Dude playing. Damn, that sounds gnarly though. Well, hey, bad for you. BTS, most of his limbs are tiny. It's not about the size of the limb though. It is about the size of the tree, and his trees are babies. But we're talking about JLM right now. So he got through that part of the speed line, the little mishap. It just, when you hooked it up tip heavy, you could actually attempt to hook it up in that balancing point in the middle and get it to stay stationary. The problem is usually it will tip one direction or the other, and you can't take the chance of it going tip heavy because you don't have the clearance. So Hopefully that's just a mistake he never ends up making, because it would be stupid. It would be absolutely stupid to make it again, because now you know. Now you know. I make those mistakes when I try to use a technique that I'm not really familiar with. So I say try it. I say do it, but realize that you made a very rookie mistake at that, and you need a lot of practice at that. If that was a sound decision that you made there, you need much more practice on that specific technique before you go using it in a need to scenario. Oh, you know, the limb in the tree. Yeah, yeah. um, so he kind of got lucky that the lines didn't rip off the house. I think he actually missed the electric wire and he caught like a cable and phone line and got caught up in it. But man, most houses have this little now they're metal, but they used to be PVC, little elbow things, a round pipe, and the electric wire goes to it. I I I was doing a tree one time, and instead of like it had a broken limb over the electric wire where the dusted on light was at, instead of going over and dog leashing that and anchoring it off in case it fell, I said, "Oh, it'll stay there. It's been there for a while." I went and worked the other side of the tree, and when I negative rigged a big chunk of the top, it shook the tree. That limb fell off, hit the wire, and ripped that PVC pipe off the house. It broke it, and that was an $800 pipe. So it just looked like PVC to me, though. So. Cable and phone lines don't count. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's awesome. Um, so yeah, he got lucky though. None of the lines got messed up. They were able to get it out of it. Then thank goodness that his saw is a little on this particular day, because he's standing on this little sticking out, and he goes to cut it while he's standing on it. The saw runs out, or it dies on him, and he's like, "Damn stupid saw." He's so worried about talking for YouTube and what he's doing recording wise that he almost cuts the stub he's standing on. Then he realizes it after he restarts the saw again and goes back to cut it, and then was like, "Oh shit!" Turns it off and was like, hangs up the saw, and then he says, "This is where 16 years experience comes into play." And I don't know how that works. Like, your 16 years experience had nothing to do with you almost cutting the limb you were standing on. Tubing too hard is what made you do that. That's what made you do that. You're tubing too hard. Don't tube so hard, bro. Just don't. There's no need for it. But yeah, check his video out. Check his channel out. Subscribe to his channel. He's building. He seems like a country boy. Seems like a good old boy. Like, I don't have no issue. I think he makes good content. A bit different than mine. I feel like there's a bit of a character being played, where everything I do is always, absolute fact and like real life and everything. So yeah, check his channel out though. Guilty of treason. Guilty of treason. Put out a video. These cottonwoods picked the wrong backyard. Holy shit. So he got it right. And some of y'all are still doing that double sentence. This guy, I feel like he's the reason for the stupid 50-word double sentence, triple sentence, paragraph titles. And he hit us with these cottonwoods picked the wrong backyard. I think he put some like little foo-foo emojis or something, like a fist, a little tree. But, it is what it is. But yeah, nice job. One sentence. I like that. So Jake lets us know at the beginning of the video that he wants to fly Perry trees to the U.S. I don't know what the intention is. This is what my guess is. Jake doesn't know how to tie any knots. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, hey, bro, if I fly you out, will you teach me how to tie knots? And Perry Trees is like, bro, that's all I do. I got you. Will Randy be there? And I'm like, that's cool. I like that. So maybe that dude's coming out. He's coming to the U.S. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even... Maybe I should start talking about the thumbnails, too. Because some of yours are criminal, Tim. So I need to... I need to try that one of these days. Try to throw those in there. Appreciate you, T. Thank you. Rad Dad, what's up? Well, let's trolls run free for a minute. Squirrely John, you're funny. Yeah, people are wild. So he's talking about he's gonna fly Perry Trees out. He needs to learn how to tie some knots and make social media posts using the what's the duck lips to do the, or it's now what do they call it, musing or something like that, where you like either you puff your lips out. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. Or you push your tongue to the roof of your mouth, like to make a sexy face or something. I don't know. I don't want to make sexy faces, but yeah, he's maybe gonna fly him out. He's gonna teach him. He's gonna come teach him some stuff. Be on the lookout for coming soon. Guilty of treason, how to not videos. It's gonna be wild. They're gonna be sick. But Randy ends up being the one that they put up in the cottonwoods on this one, and Randy he's killing it. Randy's the man. So yeah, he's doing the first cottonwood. They crane the tree out. Randy just smooth. I mean, he seems like it's so second nature to the guy, and he does his thing. Jake starts talking about how their team has a real good vibe and that they work together really good. And so what he doesn't really know, and I haven't discussed this with anybody yet, I've actually deputized Isaac, and I've had him infiltrate the Guilty of Treason channel. And together, I mean, as a team, basically, we're going to destroy the channel little by little from the inside out. So I figured I'd let you guys know so you can enjoy it as it happens. But yeah, like, he's basically a criminal informant as we speak. And we're gonna take, this channel's too big. It's too big. So it's what has to be done. I just have wrote down, guilty of treason is living on borrowed time. Yeah. So Randy is also my last note for that video is Randy is way better at running the log processor. And that's just stating more facts. So I think Randy and Jake should have to like fist fight or thumb wrestle or something for the person who gets to use it, and they should have a race or something. It should be like a contest, and I back that video, and I want to see that video. So let's hope that he does what he's told and makes a race video with him and Randy on the log processor. Oh, son of a gun, my chat froze again. I don't know what you guys are saying. I don't like that. So actually, YouTube is gonna get at least a ticket for that. That's lame, YouTube. Why the hell is my... Why does it always freeze up? I don't like it. So, last one I see is Veterans, and he was like, terrible thumbnail. Come on, Jacob. And now it's froze. So, get it fixed, YouTube. And just get it fixed. Get it fixed. Alright, Rion Rounds. That's the next channel. At Rion Rounds. Video he put out is the Avant meets Woodcracker. Hang on just a second. Let me try something real quick and let me see if I can get the chat back. We'll have to try. At least give it a shot. Oh, appreciate all you guys that have hit the thumb button too. Helps the channel out a little bit. Yeah, Rion Rounds. The video is... See, I have no chat now at all. I don't even have the original... Whatever. I don't know, Ground Pounder, are you guys still able to chat with each other? Like, can you guys chat with each other? Should I try to fix it for that? Because if I have no problem. I am psychotic deep down. I can sit in this room and talk with myself for hours. Okay. Yeah, I'm Okay. Well, let's just keep going then. I don't care. Dude, it's like, I don't even care, YouTube. It doesn't bother me at all that you always have my shit freeze. The Avant meets Woodcracker. The ultimate combo. Alright. I'm going to let him pass, and I'm going to give him like 2 claps. He basically did it, but he just could have put like, it is like... The Avant meets Woodcracker, and it is the ultimate combo. But instead, it's a comma, the ultimate combo. That may be, legally, that may be good. You know what? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. Nice job following the rules, making a correct title. So, Rion starts the video out removing a rotten pussy willow. Hey, like, pause, that's wild. I know that I've removed them before. But, yeah, I used to have people, yeah, they're not very common, but he ends up removing one. It's in the backyard. They use, so what is on the end of his, the Merlot? The Merlot, the big green machine that's just like a straight-armed machine that is telescopic, and he just grabs the piece, cuts it, and holds it. It's a processor, I guess. It has a Woodcracker at the end of it. Woodcracker's a company. I seen them when I was at TCI last year, the expo. I think I was with Ground Pounder even when I seen them one time. But they make a really good grabber. The combo with the saws, and I think like it's designed to kind of crush stuff and really bite down. But the company seems like they make a quality product. Rion ends up buying one for his Avant, and they use it in this video. The pussy willow tree in the backyard, he was able to come up to it with the Avant, clamp down on it with the Woodcracker head detachment, cut it, and it was very stationary, very calm, very still, and he was able to basically use the Avant as if it was a mini Merlot in the backyard. Really cool to see. Um, he's always doing something wild with machinery. At the same time that I like it and I enjoy it, I'm entertained. It's not relatable for me to have that much machinery. There's many times where like I can't relate. So Rion, he has like this. It's a unrelatable hate for cleanliness and wear and tear on like equipment to where he don't even want it to be dusty. And I'm I'm envious. Um, I don't relate to that. And I told you my week was rough. Well, I smashed the door of my truck with a treetop. It's just what I did. I was doing a tree, and it was wrapped up in these electric wires, and the driveway was so small that as I pulled in with my truck with my trailer attached, as I pulled in, the ass end of the trailer was out in the road if I kept the truck straight. It's a two-car garage strip that goes off the highway, and this is a very ridiculously busy, like out of town highway where people drive 70 mile an hour. It's unreal. So there's the 2-lane pull in, and then there's a little patch of concrete over here enough that you could park a car, parallel park it there. So when I pulled in, I cocked the truck sideways so I could get the trailer the rest of the way in, which only ended up leaving this little small square for me to push stuff off into. I had brush laid down, and I went to blow a top out, and as it went over, it barely, the tip caught another top. It went over, the tip caught, and then it broke off and swung under. It held it just enough to shoot a top that was about that big around, straight into the side of my truck. So, yeah, sometimes life could just kick you right in the teeth, and it's not fun. But whatever, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm still dealing with, listen to this. I took my wife's truck. It was starting to make a roll, 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 roll noise as you were driving it. I thought maybe wheel bearing. Actually, originally I thought maybe brakes were starting to wear out on one side and you got caliper stickers or something. So I changed the brakes out. That didn't fix it. Turns out we needed a wheel bearing. We take it to a mechanic. He changes the wheel bearing. I pay him and then I give him double what his labor was because I appreciated it. When I left there, it still made the noise and my brakes went completely out. I had no brakes. To the point that there was nothing after a while. So I take it back to him, and he regrettably, like, he doesn't really want to fix it, but I kind of almost force him to, like, dude, you got to fix these brakes. And then he says, well, what the problem is that the other wheel bearing is bad. And I'm like, okay. And during the first fix, he ends up ripping some wires out and replacing them and not saying anything. Then he changes the driver's side wheel bearing. He somehow gets my brakes to work again. And when I go to pick it up, he calls me, he says, I'm leaving for the weekend. He only works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He's leaving. It's Thursday evening. He says, your truck's good. And I'm like, okay, what was it? He says wheel bearing. I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, well, I didn't think that was right, but maybe he's right. So when I go to pick it up the next day, I back up, I go to pull off. It sounds like when you're a kid and you run over a soda can and you get it stuck in the back tire and you run. That's what it sounded like. I don't know what was up. Like, I ended up being broke down on the side of the road in the middle of the rain, having to have the truck towed to my house. This is after paying him to change 2 wheel bearings. And I've already paid, you know. When I call him to tell him about this, he acts like, oh, no, I don't know when I don't know what's up. Like, I don't, and I tell him, I think it's the four-wheel drive system trying to kick itself in. That's what it sounds like. And he's like, well, maybe there's a line or this, that. He doesn't want to mess with it. I have to force him to look at it. So when I take it to him, he lets it sit there until the point he's about to leave again, 2 days for his weekend again. And he, instead of asking me what I wanted to do, he can't figure out what the four-wheel drive problem is and how to fix. It's a vacuum issue. The way with new four-wheel drives work, old ones, you would go outside, click the hubs in. New ones, you have a button inside your truck that you turn the four-wheel drive on. That four-wheel drive works off of pressure and has vacuum lines. So it will engage it with pressure or disengage it by taking pressure away, or vice versa. The pressure dictates if four-wheel drive is locked in or not. He had grinding the gears like crazy. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Tell him he sucks, and he knows it. And tell him to wipe his chin off, too. Like, he's got slobber from balls all up in your face. Yeah. So, instead of fixing the four-wheel drive system, figure out where that comes from, he ran a straight vacuum line from something else to make my two-wheel drive work, tells me my truck's good, and then I finally get it out of him later that the four-wheel drive will never work again because of the straight vacuum line. It's like, smashed my truck, got my truck screwed up, and got a mechanic that just doesn't want to do his job and is skeezy right now. So, that's my week. Before that, we did Rion. We're going to go on. Perry Trees, at Perry Trees, puts out a video called Chainsaw Mod. And this video can basically be summed down into one sentence. He puts a dog's asshole on his chainsaw. And if that entices you to want to watch the video, you should really look at yourself. But this is what he says in the video. This is what he says. He says, everyone's been asking me about this, how his chainsaw has a dog's asshole on it. I don't even like saying this. I think this is weird. But yeah, check his video out and find out if you want to put a dog's butthole on your chainsaw. I don't know. I don't want to do that. So, but he made that video. Next is August Huni. And then for sympathy purposes, I wore this shirt to support. And we got somebody's got to explain this chaos with him. Like, I don't understand it. First, August Huni. Video is called Samurai Joe Speedline Technique. That's how you do it. That's how you make a title. That's quality. That's amazing. I love that. So Joe uses the bundle technique where you will hook up, say, 5 limbs, and instead of cutting them in the order that they would slide down, you almost cut them in reverse, or you can cut them. The only thing you need to do is cut the trigger one last. So whatever one is hooked up to send first, if you were doing them in order, that's the one you'll cut last. The benefits of this, and this kind of technique gets used more often towards the top of the tree in the canopy because the limbs are smaller, but it doesn't only help you bundle and like make things a little quicker. It allows all of them to travel down the line instead of traveling it individually and having the side-to-side swing to where when you cut it, it drops into it brings it around the tree. A lot of times it will have that side-to-side swing as it goes down. This, when you bundle them, they all swing around to the front one. They're stationary now. And the weight of them helps keep that last one, when you trigger it and drop it into the system, it actually, all 4 of these being straight and heavier, make this one it can't to where it can't do all that. So it drops down into it, and they all become much more stationary as they travel the line together, as opposed to doing them individually back, one at a time. Then you got play in the line; they're not as heavy, like so. Yeah, if you've never tried the technique, I think it's really cool. Just don't get too mixed up or drop too much weight into it and get pinched up or anything. But yeah, Joe's the man. Joe's one of my favorite climbers ever to watch. Um, he just is. So, what next? Yeah, okay. That was it for August. That's what I got for him. But Buck and Billy Ray at Buck and Billy Ray Smith puts out a video. Where did the shark gill go? I mean, I didn't think I'd be doing this right now, but you did it. You made a legit regular title with a singular sentence. Technically, right now you're better than Tim, and I don't like that, but it's facts. So I got so much to say about this, but before I do, I like Buck and Billy Ray. I like Buck and Billy Ray's message of positivity and doing what you enjoy. That's not okay, Buck. And if you see this, you have to be able to put your ego aside and solely look at the message that's being put forth. Leave your feelings out of it. Leave your feelings out of it and realize that I have a singular purpose with all of this. And I'll explain a little further towards the end, but none of it's personal, and it's all for a reason. Let's start. Buckin starts the video and says, YouTube is educational and can sometimes even be entertainment. I instantly don't agree with that. I think it should be just entertainment. And when you become crazy egotistical and narcissistic, you look at everything you do as a teaching, like that you're teaching people. You think that people need your thoughts about everything, and that they just want to be you. In your mind, you are the perfect specimen of human. And why wouldn't everyone want to be like you? But you're not. You're no better than the next guy. And it's crazy. He says at one point that his son one day told him, he says, "Dad," and his name Hogan. I think Hogan is probably. I bet he's an absolutely amazing tree climber and faller now. And I can promise you that his techniques and things that he does are very different than his dad's. And the reason for that is they want you to be safer. They don't want you taking as many risks. And the modern day has produced better ways of keeping yourself safe, and equipment that will keep you safer, and techniques that will keep you safer. The message and end game is always staying safe, getting home in one piece. So he says that Hogan one day told him, he says, "Dad, your channel is edutainment, or edutainment, yeah, edutainment, or something like that." And he thinks his son made that up. I mean, it's a, I don't know. I don't know. Your son didn't make that up. Just so you know. But a narcissist would instantly, when you love yourself so much because of what everyone else has told you, and you always have people stroking your ego at all times, you can get the fattest head, and it happens. The channel is very small, and there's been many times where I start to feel, oh, I'm feeling myself now. These people think I'm the shit. I put out a good video the other day. It got a bunch of people. None of that matters. And you look like a dork when you go through and 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 act like you're better than people. That's the worst. But let me explain a little bit. His statement to open the video that YouTube is educational and not entertainment. Oh no, what he said is YouTube is educational and can sometimes even be entertainment. That proves my point about his intent. It's not to share. It's not to entertain. His intent always is to show off, boost ego, and teach people to be more like him. And I don't like that. I think that's weird. Life is not always perfect. So like sometimes things aren't sometimes you don't have the answer unless you're a narcissist and you're so egotistical that you think you're perfect. Then you always have the answer. You always have the answer. And you're always telling people how they can better themselves because you're perfect already. You got the answers for everything. I don't like any of that. So here's my opinion. I don't want you to be like me. You should do everything that I tell you to do, but don't be like me. I'm already me. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be you. Don't be me. I'm better at being me than you're ever going to be. So, how about you be you, and I'll be me, and you can, if you want my opinion about stuff, I'll help you. If you want a little guidance or a little bit of a persuasion in a certain way to, like, it's just guidance. Yeah, like, I'll help. But I don't want to tell anyone how to live their life. You do your thing. So, for a guy who always, goes around on YouTube, and for the past 6-8 months at least, he has been nonstop talking shit on anyone who back bars with a chainsaw. So when I mean back bar, you pick your chainsaw up. For those that don't know, you pick your chainsaw up, you go to run it, and you run it this way. You're working on a pulling chain. So you're cutting, and it pulls the saw kind of into the cut. Now, when you back bar, you turn the bar around, and instead you use this part of the bar, which shoots it out away. The way you can tell that, and he says at times he said there's no reason for back barring. It's lazy. You should never do it. I disagree. A lot of times when you're up in the tree, if you can back bar, you can sometimes keep the sawdust out of your face, out of your eyes. Sometimes it's just easier. So he spends all this time telling people don't back bar. He even comes up with this little slogan that says work on a pulling chain. And I back all that. I think it's safer. It is safer. But you can't talk shit about everybody who back bars. And he did. He's like, I see guys all the time that do this, and that's just, you're just silly. Once again, you're better than this person because you did, and here's my main problem a lot of times, is that he will only talk about you vaguely and how he's better than you vaguely. He will never say your name. He will just say he's seen something. Or this one guy. You're never going to get him to say your name because then he would have to deal with the repercussions of making it clear who he's talking about. If he stays vague, he can get away with being hypocritical all the time and talking shit and doing all the stuff that he tells you. Ignore these people. These people are bad. Don't let them into your positive life. Like, dude, you are no better. You are absolutely no better. So never backbar. In this video that he put out, 90% of this video is him backbarring. Another reason that I like to backbar, even when I'm on the ground, when I want to get my your chunk of wood out of your notch, you can make your notch, and when it's just like there, instead of smacking it with your hand or with an axe, you can go pop and hit it with the back bar, and it will shoot your little wedge out. You know, that helps sometimes. He uses it in this video, but you go back a few months, he's telling you you're a goofball and you're silly and dangerous if you do that. So that's where sometimes I feel like he is just picking something to complain about that he sees on others do on YouTube. And it will never help anybody because you never point out really who it is. You know, you just stay vague and use it as an opportunity to talk about and show that you're better. That's weird, dude. So, this is my main issue with Buck and Billy Ray. It's hypocrisy and narcissism. He'll sit there and talk shit about other YouTubers on a technique or what he's seen another YouTuber do. He'll call them dumb, stupid. Then he shows you his way of doing it. And basically tells you that it is the only way to do it is the way he's showing you. You would be stupid or dumb to do it the other way. And I'm like, wow. That's every time he does it, it really gets to me. A month or two later, he will act whatever he says then. A month or two later, he tends to absolutely contradict it and do the total opposite of what he told you to do. I don't see how people don't see that stuff and how that doesn't get pointed out. I guess if you just want to go through life just blindly, I don't know. It tells me something about someone's character. It's weird. It's not, I don't know. You can have your own opinion about him and how he is. I just know how I feel about it. It's egotistical and narcissistic to think that your single way of doing it will be the best in all scenarios. That's crazy. And remember, on top of all this, educational, not entertaining for him. Like, it can be entertainment, but it's educational. Remember. So, I've seen him do this shit where he trashes somebody else, doesn't name them. He's been doing it for years. He kind of will use it as that opportunity. But here's what I don't like. He says he's righteous. He's a true good person. And I don't see good people pointing out others' flaws to make themselves look better. That just contradicts what you're doing there. The ego sometimes I feel like just gets completely out of control, and his ability to like receive constructive criticism, he doesn't have that. You cannot give him constructive criticism. He will not accept it. You're basically a hater. There's something wrong with you always. There's never anything wrong with him. He's perfect. He's perfect. And because he won't take the criticism, he ends up repeating these negative traits and characteristics that he has, like the talking shit. And I swear to you, as God is my witness, as I am writing all this down, this silly goofball does it again. I'm wondering what the title was about from the get-go. But, he's talking all the trash. and then he'll do the stuff that he says you should never do. Then in this video, he absolutely does it again. He says, "Where?" Okay, yeah, he says he instantly does it again. He says his way of notching and dropping a tree is the way it should be done. Stay away from all the other stupid and dumb, all the other stupid, dumb stuff that and everyone else, the way they do it. His exact words is, "It's stupid and dumb." And I'm like, that's wild. And he's like, all the other weird stuff that other people do that's all stupid and dumb, you guys stay away from it. Do it my way. I'm like, wow, dude, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. He says, "Where did the shark gill go?" And so for some of you that wonder what that is, the shark gill technique is basically, it's similar to what Ground Pounder was speaking of this week, which is I don't know what the hell is that called, Ground Pounder? A scissor wheel. It's similar to a scissor wheel. It's some cuts into the tree that makes it supposedly pull more fiber. And the reason for it is the widening of the backstrap allows it to flex easier, as opposed to making the hinge on a skinny point. That concept makes sense to me. If you widen the backstrap, you can get it to pull fiber much easier and hold into place before it actually breaks and pulls out. That makes sense. I've never done the shark gill, so I don't know, but that's cool that other people do that. Like, and that they found some use in it. He wants to know, where did it go? Because according to him, he hasn't seen anybody use the shark gill in 5,000 years. So, he's a dinosaur, first of all. Especially if it's been 5,000, like, he's a dinosaur. You're a dinosaur. And that was just his chance to talk a little bit of trash on people who maybe found the shark gill technique cool at one point. He just looks for any and every opportunity to kind of sneak this on anyone else's way of doing things. A narcissist is what does that. Like, anyone who will point out flaws that other people have, when they too have those flaws, you're narcissistic. You're completely egotistical. And some of us like to do it and use it as an opportunity to use sarcasm and satire, like in my case. Others do it to stroke their ego. And because they can't go through it like a normal person, have some humility, be humble, and continue to do your positive message and everything, but the opportunities always taken to throw a sneak diss somewhere at someone else, know that those things are seen. You're not perfect. You should be eased back on that. You know, I'm sure in his mind, I'm a complete troll, and there's something wrong with my life, and my life's not going good, all because I made a video pointing out some things that I didn't agree with that he does. I'm sure when he talks about me and that he thinks I'm a rotten human. I don't care. That don't matter to me. I don't really care. You can think what you want about me. I know who I am. I know what I do. I know how I treat people. And it is what it is. I don't really care. It should be okay, because I only pointed out things that would possibly get someone hurt. I pointed out things where he was being a bit big-headed, and maybe brought some attention to a few situations where, hey, for all you other guys out there, whether you're cutting and falling a tree in your yard or you go to work climbing trees every day, remember YouTube's cool, but that's not real life. If you get hurt, YouTube don't care. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like the sneak diss and stuff. Not all of us have perfectly straight trees that are poles, you know. So, I feel like Buckin wouldn't know what to do if he had to limb walk, or he wouldn't know what to do to fall a tree where the canopy is wider than it is tall. Like to be that arrogant that universally your way is the best way it's crazy to me. My opinion, no one technique is better. No one faller or climber is better, except for me, excluding me. I am better, but exclude me, no one's better. Different scenarios are going to call for different techniques. Don't let some egotistical fool limit your knowledge to the point that you end up finding yourself in a situation that you can't solve the problem, or you end up failing when you try to solve the problem because you use the wrong technique. If something works for you, cool. But I would much rather see people. I would rather see people know a bunch of techniques and never use them, to where they're prepared if they get in a spot, because having to make a rash decision or something like that ends up in injuries and stuff like that, and I don't want to see none of that. So if we're looking at it objectively, Buckin' Billy Ray is the one that brought up and introduced back cut first when it comes to falling a tree. His technique, I don't know if he invented it, but he introduced it on YouTube. Back cut first, then put the notch. Do I use that technique? Absolutely not. Have I tried it and used and attempted to use to see what it was like? Yes. Do I think he's weird or stupid or dumb for showing that technique? No. I don't use it. And in 27 years of doing tree work and climbing or falling trees, I've never needed to use a back cut first. Ever. Ever. But that doesn't change and make me think that he's dumb or stupid for introducing a different way. Your arrogance and your head is too big, man. It's too fat. When you start looking down at others for doing it a different way, you're no God. You're not perfect. You need to be able to accept that other people, the differences in people is my favorite thing about people. If we were all the same, it would be boring as hell, and I wouldn't like anybody. I don't want another one of me. I don't want to be around people like me. I suck. One of me is more than enough. We don't need no more. So, this wanting to build an army of stands of yourself and looking down at people if they act a little different to you is crazy to me. I don't like it, and I think it's pretty shitty. So, what's my point with this series of videos that I do? When I go live every week, what's the point of this? Safety. Safety. That's it. Is it okay to learn and have a technique and never use it? Yeah, it's okay. You can learn a technique and you have that skill or technique, and maybe you never use it. That's okay. You know, it's okay to take a safety measure or follow a safety rule and no one ever be injured or affected or hurt by that because you followed it. Well, you know, okay, oh yeah, I wear a hard hat, but in my 20 years, no one's ever been hit in the head, so I shouldn't wear this hard hat. No, no, none of that's so like. It's okay to have it and never have to use it. Where it's not okay is to need it one day and not have it. That goes with knowing techniques, knowing just knowledge in general, and safety. There's a reason everyone's not still being those cowboys that only climb with a buck strap. So I don't want to talk about myself, but that's the reason we do this, and that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. If you want to take it personal, you can take it personal. I don't really care. You shouldn't care about my opinion that much. Period. Um, if my opinion of you is that life altering for you, you need to take an inner look at yourself. Your priorities are jacked up and absolutely wrong. Your family should be the most important. Your safety, and then whatever else in life, friends, like all that. I appreciate all you guys. I really appreciate the ones that help support the channel. Um, I've grown to be friends with a lot of them, and some of them are some of my closest friends that I have in life. But YouTube has to be lower on my list of priorities. It can't be that high. It just can't. It doesn't affect my life negatively or positively either way that much to give that much thought to it to where I start altering my decisions. So all in all, I want you to be safe. And if I can point out someone else's stupidity and it makes you think and keep you safe, it's worth it. If someone gets mad at me, that is what it is. Like, okay, you're bad. Well, let me express to you that you being mad, I didn't even feel it. So stop. Just if you want to help everybody, you want to share, you want to do all that stuff's good. Don't be so egotistical and narcissistic to think that your way is the only way. You're not the best, and you're not perfect. So you absolutely, at no point, should be talking about how you're better than someone else, unless you're me. That's been episode 76. I apologize that I can't talk with you guys. I would love to conversate, but the chat went out probably 30 minutes ago, so maybe 45. I've been just winging it, sitting in a room by myself, talking to myself, and no one talked back. Well, I guess that's good. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Ground Pounder, thanks for kind of keeping me in the loop. If you don't know, he's been texting me across the top of my phone. He's been letting me know you guys are good. Yeah, guys, have a great Father's Day. I appreciate you guys. If I can help you with anything, let me know. I would be more than glad to. And just be safe. Don't be an idiot. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. and have a safe work week. See you next week. New video on memberships tonight.